Lizzie, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be reviewing my actual numbers for the month of November. This is key to having a successful budget for the future. So if you're interested in seeing what my actual numbers are for November, then keep on watching. So I do this at the end of the month, or like I'm doing now, the beginning of the following month, just to kind of review how I did and ways that I can adjust for future monthly budget to make it more realistic. And for the month of November, we did make some sacrifices because we knew that my husband, he was going to be making a little bit less this month because his job closes for the holidays and he didn't have benefits. And then there was like a bunch of changes too for his job altogether. He is now in a new job and it's just kind of been a roller coaster, but we planned for that at the beginning of the month. We knew that we were going to have to make some changes to our sinking funds, not applying so much, and there was going to be sacrifices made. Yeah, it all happened, and I will show you guys my actual numbers. I have done this for, oh my gosh, I don't know how many months I've been doing a budget review, but I've really found this helpful in my budget. So I use EveryDollar, and I will show you like a quick screen overview of my page. But I use EveryDollar where I plug in all of my numbers, and then I'm able to track how I'm doing with my expenses and also my sinking funds. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. But I just wanna show you, in case you are just finding me for the first time, I use EveryDollar, and I also write everything in my planner here. I have these worksheets available, and it's just a great way for me to visually see my budget. And at the end of the month, I use 3 different pens. So I have my black one, my red one, and my blue one. And this is just like a color system. So blue means that I didn't spend what I planned. It was actually less. So anything that, like, let's say a bill is less than what I planned for, I will mark the actual in blue. Anything that I went over, so I overspent something, that is red. So I'll mark that in red. And then all of like the fixed expenses, really, it's the set amount. It didn't change. I just mark that in black. So that's just a way for me to visually see, okay, this is where I need the tweaking. If there's red all over, which hopefully not, but that's kind of how I have my monthly budget looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at my EveryDollar and plug in my numbers here. And see where we were. So keep in mind, if my actual income is more, I will mark that in red, so that is a good thing. And also, based on the income, my tithe then would be a little bit higher than what I had previously planned for. So yeah, let me go ahead and look at this and plug in my numbers. So from what I see, we planned $24.20 for my husband, but it was a little bit less. He received $2,416, and then I received a little bit more. I received $20.79. So that's good. That kind of compensated. So I'm just gonna figure out what the numbers are. So $24.16 and then plus $20.79. So $44.95 is what we ended up having for our total income for November. $44.95. So I'm just gonna figure out what each of these differences were. So I made $29 more than what I planned, and my husband made $4 less. So the difference of that is $25 more in our total income, which isn't so bad. The fact that we were pretty good with what we planned we would make for the month of November. So that is a good sign. And now let's see how much we gave. So tithe is a 10% of what we earn. That's just what we believe to do. We've always done it. We've been taught to do it. So based on that, our total tithe that we gave, I see that we put in $510 for our tithe. So I have to figure out why it was so much more that we gave. It was a $63 overage that we put towards tithe. So I have to see why that was. So that's a little confusing to me because I always just do 10% every one of my paychecks, and I've been calculating it in my every dollar. So this is something that I don't know why it was so much more than what we actually earned. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments like, that doesn't make sense. And honestly, I have to do a review of my paycheck budgets, but I always just do a 10%. I wanted to film this quick interruption, an update on my review for my November budget. So I realized that I was going through all of my paycheck budgets, and I realized that I forgot to include, I don't know how this happened, but I forgot to include this particular paycheck for my husband, $749.47. And so I was going through my every dollar, and I realized that I missed entering that as a part of his income. So the actual revised actual amount for my husband's income was $3165.95. So it was actually more, and by $774.95 of our income. So this is the reason why I had more in tithe, because we did make more. I made an error not including that into my every dollar budget, but that's why it's good to review. So I know I will get to this part of continuing on the budget. All of this remains the same. I just wanted to give you guys an update that I made a mistake, sorry, but I fixed it, and I just white out on my worksheet here, and this is my actual total income for the month of November, which is amazing, and it is such a testimony on when you give, you will receive in abundance. The offering, we give to a specific ministry, so it's always $20. So the total giving that we did for the month of November was $530. So the total overage is $63. So now I'm going to go through our expenses, and I know most of these are exactly the same. It does not change. So I'm just going to write in my actual number. This one did change. I was about to write it in black, but it did change. Okay, can't find my whiteout, so I'm gonna just write it over. My internet bill went up $4, so that was interesting. So $69.99, so went up $4. That's a little bit frustrating because it just keeps going up. And we're trying to do research on getting a different internet provider, because just paying $70 for internet that is like the basic, it runs I think like 100 speed, and it's just very frustrating, the fact that every few months, I want to say it's like every 6 months, my bill is always changing. I think I started out paying like $30 for my internet, and now it's up to like $70 right now, which is crazy. And I know I've gotten a lot of suggestions on this, so yeah, it's just a little bit frustrating for me. This is our actual water bill. So it was $91.16. Car insurance, that does not change. That is $210.77. And we pay $67 to a credit card. So all of this is fixed. All right, our electric bill. So we had budgeted out $130 for our electric bill. However, it ended up being $116.97. So there is a savings here. So 130, oops, 130 minus 116.97. So it's a total savings of $13.03, which is awesome. Okay, car, that is the same. All right, and then here are like those variable expenses. So SunPass, let's see where we were at. I know we took a few more tolls. We drove a little bit more this month. So our actual SunPass that we added to was 102.33. So it's a difference of, I think it's like $7. 102.33 minus 95, $7.33 is what we ended up overspending. Gas, we have been doing very well on our gas budget. I have to say, a couple of months ago we did overspend, but this month, let me just add up what so for my husband it says we spent $176.53, and then for me, I filled my car with $72.01. So our actual gas was $248.54. So we saved $51.46 on our gas budget, which is awesome. And HOA, this doesn't change, so we do set aside $34 for that. And then we get to our groceries. So for November, we actually went away, and it says here that we budgeted $275, but we actually withdrew 3 times in November for $75 because we were gone for a week, so we didn't have to do that. So the remaining amount was $50 from what I see in our every dollar. So the total amount that we withdrew was $225. So we have $50 that we did not set aside for. So this is awesome. This really helps like compensate for the fact that we did give a little bit more here in our giving. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and add up all of my actual expense numbers, and I will show you that in just a bit. All right, so I just added up everything, and my total actual expenses on this column is $3188.03. So I am below, we were below for the month of November for all of our expenses added together, $3188.03. And we're subtracting $3291.19 that we budgeted for. So we were left over with $103.16. So this is awesome. This is how much we were able to save. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just make sure that that is correct. So 5146 plus 50 plus 1303 minus 733 minus 4. So yes, 103.16 is what we were left over with for our actual monthly budget. So now we are just gonna do the same thing that we did when we did the budget. We're gonna take our income, $44.95. We're gonna subtract the giving, $530. And then we're gonna subtract our actual expense total here, $3188.03. $776.97 that we had left over to budget for. So $776.97. And based on every dollar, I do plug in when I do my sinking funds withdrawals. So based on that, it looks like I did not go over in this category. I withdrew exactly how much I planned on setting aside for my sinking funds. So all of this is in black. I'm just gonna leave it like that because I did exactly what we planned on doing. We did not set any extra for Christmas, date night, eating out, gifts. We were creative. We received gift cards. Like, I'm telling you, the moment that you end up giving, and I'm not forcing anyone to do anything that they do not want to do. Your budget is personal. But honestly, the moment that you give, God will provide for you in ways that you just did not imagine. And we got gift cards for Applebee's. We got gift cards for Chick-fil-A, Starbucks. We were able to eat out in the month of November. It was the craziest thing. So God provides, honestly. So where did this money go? So from the 776, I'll go ahead and I'll write in the number of remaining for December right down here on my notes. That's just kind of how I keep track of things. So 776.97 minus we did 151.03 minus 165.44 and then minus the 234. Okay, so 226.50 is really what was remaining for the month of December. So because that my income did change, another update is the remaining number, which is now $1,526.92, and that means that $976 I have left over to go towards my December bills, because I do take the last amount of, for my last pay, I take a portion of that and I set it aside for December's bills. So this is the updated amount that's going towards my December bills. So I kind of went all over the place there. Ugh, my brain is going crazy. So I'm gonna make a note here that 226.50 goes towards December, okay? So hopefully I didn't confuse the heck out of you with me reconciling my November budget, but that's kind of how I lay it out. Really, using every dollar is so much easier when you're doing like the comparison and adding up all of the numbers. Oh, I didn't put the total here. 151.03 plus 165.44. Okay, let me do that. So 347. I wrote it in the wrong color. I just realized that, but it's okay. So we ended up setting aside $316.47 in towards our savings, but that's okay. We can readjust for the month of December, and hopefully December will be a better month with how we handle our finances and a way that we can possibly reduce some of our bills. So that is the goal for December. I hope you guys found this somewhat helpful. I'm so sorry about the flipping back and forth and stuff, but seriously, having this as a guide and doing my paycheck budgets makes it so much easier when I'm planning out for my monthly budget. So this is just my guide. My paycheck budgets are really helpful because my paychecks tend to change week by week or paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in a brand new video. Bye guys.